So this recording will also come to you. Yes. When you check in your this thing, after you finish your class, the recording will come to you also. So you can go back and also have a look at the recording and see how your class was or something like that. Maybe something you miss or what you want to learn back again, you can still go and have a look at it. All right. So that is how actually it works. So you see, now your class is going live on YouTube also. Can see this teacher is here. So this is, it'll take the whole class. It will take the whole class. Whoever is sitting everywhere, it will take the whole class. And then it gets recorded. And now it is on YouTube live. All right. So if your parents want to look at it also, they can also check whether you are studying or you went to Sutramot. Right. So that is the reason why they have it on YouTube live. Whether, some parents might think that whether their children are actually going, for class or something like that. So this is a good thing. But also, sometimes some students will, have some problem with the teacher. Maybe we don't know. Not everyone is as good girl as you. All right. Some might say the teacher never teach me properly. I don't understand what the teacher said. Or suddenly say the teacher shout at me. I'm not happy. So they go and complain to the parents. Because once or twice could happen like that, even in teacher's class. So not the normal class, but IELTS class. IELTS class. So after that, we decided that it's safer to have a camera like this and then record the whole thing. So that is what we decided. Okay, right, never mind. So what teacher do is put this down. Okay, got it. And then let's go back to what we are supposed to do. Okay, looks like our dad, looks like our guy is not going to come, I think. Yeah, I feel sad that he's not coming. I don't know why. Because he has never booked and then don't come. Maybe is it because of the rain or what? I'm not sure. Yeah, probably. Probably traffic jam or what? I'm not sure. So, okay, girl. So let's go back to what we were doing. All right. Never mind if it's late or what is okay. Also doesn't matter. Yeah. So let's try the fourth question we have done. Have you ever looked at the book written in Braille? So that is what just now I showed you. That's how Braille actually looks like. And the fifth one, what other inventions have helped blind people in their day-to-day lives? So besides this book for reading and all that, can you remember anything else that blind people are using so far to help them? Yeah, very good. They have dogs to guide them. So they're guide dogs. The guide dogs actually, but in Malaysia, of course, very less because, in Malaysia, the Malayalam don't like dogs. So probably they don't train many dogs to act as for the blind or something like that. So come. Yeah. So class starts at 8 o'clock. Don't come late. Okay, right. So that is what I was trying to tell you that for the blind, and yeah, besides the dogs, what else here? You took your lesson from outside? Yes, is that the correct lesson? Yeah. Right. Okay, right. Very good. So you have the correct lesson. All right. And yeah, good. So let's continue. We already did all this warm-up question, but just because you're late, so it's okay, no problem. So the first warm-up question we did was, have you heard of Braille? Of course, you have not heard. Braille is used for blind people. Braille is actually used for blind people. It is not a language, but it's just a system of communication that allows blind people to read. So that is Braille. And second question, and number two, do you know when Braille was invented? Probably you got to read the lesson inside. But Braille was actually invented quite some time ago, not recently. It was invented about 100 or something years ago, I think, maybe more than that. 18 something or 19 something, I'm not very sure, but I think it's 18 something. All right. And how long do you think it took to develop the system of Braille? It took quite a number of years by this person. The name of this guy was also Braille. That's why the name of the thing is after him, after the person Braille. All right. And number four, have you ever looked at a book written in Braille? If so, what do you notice about it? But in case you haven't, just now I was trying to explain to Yuhan. Braille looks something like this with the dots and rounds and squares or whatever it is. And the paper, when you put it down on the paper like this, the paper will actually have a, the thing going inside like that. And on the other hand, you have something coming out. So the inside one could be a A and the one coming out could be a B or something. So that is how they look at the alphabets. The Braille alphabets, that's how they actually have a look at it. Okay. And then I was asking her the last question when you actually walked in. What other inventions have helped blind people in their day-to-day lives? That is our last question now. She told me that the use of dogs. The dogs actually can help blind people to move around. They just, because dogs have eyes, they know where to go and all those stuff. Anything else that you can think of that blind people use? The walkway for blind people. The walkway for blind people, yes. Maybe that is in certain areas, the walkway. You don't find this in Malaysia, of course, the walkway, unless you go to well-developed countries. Maybe the walkway is not all over the country or something like that. Only where they have the blind school nearby or what, where they have people, blind people living nearby. So they will have the walkway or something like that. But another one is the walking stick. The walking stick used by blind people, the folded one, they can fold it, they can open it up or something like that. But I'm sure you guys know that nowadays we already have a little bit of new technology. All right. When you already have Waze on your handphone, don't tell me that there is something that cannot help blind people to move around. Definitely can. So that is the reason why some people have developed some kind of a technology where blind people, you see, you're blind, but maybe can hear, right? So you fix something there, and then that technology will tell you, oh, something is in front, or that car in front or whatever it is. So you know from the sound, because the Waze can detect something, there's an object in front of you. So that one is being developed at the present moment. All right, that is being developed for the blind people at the present moment. And let's have a look at the vocab, guys. I think this vocab is pretty simple. I don't see any difficult words down here, like kacang putih, like that only. So allow, I'm sure you know, allow means you give permission. That is allow. Compose is either you compose music, you compose a song or something like that. That is composing. And then code. You see, normally in the military or somewhere, they have codes because they don't want the other country to know what message they are sending. So they send it in code form. All right. So that is called code. And very simple. Your friends, you and your friend talking, you don't want your mother and father to know. So you talk in code messages. Tomorrow, 7 a.m. 7 a.m. means actually it's night, 7 p.m. So you know what to talk. The other person can understand. That's also code already. Okay, right. So you do that every time. You good girl. Okay, right. She's she's a very good girl, I think. Okay, right. And after the code, you have number 4, military. Military, you know, the soldiers, the army, that is the military. All right. And then number 5 is the pattern. The pattern means clothes also you have pattern. Sometimes when you buy a dress or something like that, they have a certain pattern. All right. But even other things also, they have their pattern. Not necessarily only clothes, but so many other things have patterns to it. And punctuation, you know, your full stop, your comma, and all that is called your punctuation. Recognize means you know someone. All right. You see the person and you can recognize it, but not necessarily person. It can be a book. It can be anything else, object or whatever it is that you recognize. And after recognize, you have the word contraction. Contraction means you become smaller. Opposite of contract is to expand, right? So that is your contraction. And number 9 is sighted. That means you can see. You're not sighted means you can't see, of course. So that is a difference, sighted and non-sighted. Portable is definitely like our handphone, all we can carry is portable. Something that you can carry is portable. Now let's go to the reading, guys. All right. Actually, this lesson is quite easy. It's not very difficult or whatever it is. I'm sure you guys, both of you can do it. Okay, so we have 7 paragraphs. So what do we do with the 7 paragraphs? Okay, I know what to do. Because you can see paragraph 1 and paragraph 2, maybe they are slightly, what shall I say? They have more words than 5, 6, and 7. So what we can do is maybe one of you can read paragraph 1, 2, and 3. The other person can read 4, 5, 6, and 7. Otherwise, you have to read one by one. You take number one, then you do number two, go back to number one. So that one very messy. All right. So I think 1, 2, 3 should be okay already. All right. So because our boy here came late, so we punish him. So he has to start first. Okay, right? Okay, let's start. Braille is a form of communication.
Braille is a form of communication that allows blind people to read, even compose music. It's not a language, but a system that can be used by blind people to read or write most of the world's languages. Braille was developed in the
1820s.
By Louis Braille of France, who became blind after a childhood accident. While attending the National Institute for the Blind in Paris, he learned that French soldiers use a special code to send messages at night that could be read without a light. Press those and dashes form a message on a piece of paper, which a soldier read by running a finger over them. Louis Braille was just 11 years old, but he used this military code to create an alphabet system that people could read with their fingertips. It took him almost 9 years, but his system is still used today.
In next year.
In the Braille system, each letter of the alphabet is formed from a different kind of up to 6 raised dots. The system is also includes symbols for numbers, question marks, and vertical marks. To read Braille, people move their index finger from left to right along a series of symbols on each side of the page. This lets them put together letters to make words or to recognize consonants, shorten forms of whole words and things such as units or Braille Braille is the longer form of written Braille. Greater Braille uses more transforms or actions of words. Experienced readers can read Braille includes readers can read regular. Braille can be written on paper using either a sharp pointed instrument called a ruler or a machine that looks like a typewriter but has only 6 keys. Now, today, computer software programs and portable electronic Braille now because of the
Okay, right. So you see, we have finished this thing very fast. As I told you, the lesson is not very difficult or very, problematic or what. So let teacher go and explain if there's any other words or something that you have down here. Huh? So first paragraph, it says, Braille is simply a form of communication. Like what I said, it's not a language. It is just actually a form of communication. What does it do? It allows blind people to read, to write, to do math. This one must pronounce clearly math, M-A-T-H, math, and even compose music. All right. So it's quite surprising that how come Braille can compose music, right? Even when I read it first also, I feel, yeah, I never knew this, that Braille can compose music. I only thought there is blind people touch and read only. So that's what I was thinking about it. So it is quite, strange to find that they can even compose music out of it. So it tells you it is not a language, but a system that can be used by blind people to read or write most of the world's languages. You see, even if you learn Braille, is very good because whether you don't know Spanish or Japanese or whatever it is, you use Braille, you can read everything in it. So that is the advantage of it. So that's what they're trying to tell you here. So Braille was developed in the 1820s. So 18 to 1920 will be 100 years. 1920 to 2020 will be another 100 years. So it's already 200 years old. In fact, 203 years old already, because 23 already now. So Braille was developed in the 1820s by whom? By this guy called Louis Braille. All right. But some people pronounce this as Louis. Some people pronounce as Louis. But you see, this one is also Louis. L-E-W-I-S is also Louis. So what happens? This one is a French pronunciation. This is a French pronunciation because this guy is from France. So this one will be pronounced as Louis. Just Louis like that. Yeah, not Louis. Okay, Louis. So Louis Braille of France, who became blind after a childhood accident. Very sad, because when he was a child, he was doing some work in his father's workshop. Something went and poked both of his eyes. So he became blind after that. I think he was only 11 when he became blind. He was 11 years old when he actually became blind. And while attending the National Institute for the Blind in Paris, he learned that French soldiers used a special code to send messages at night that could be read without a light. So, of course, hearing means is a code, right? Toot, 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 toot. If somebody sends that code to you, you can try and have a book, and what you can see, you can listen. Now, what is the toot? What is the toot, toot? So you can interpret from there what your enemy or what your friend is trying to say. So that is why they say the military use this military or special code. He learned that French soldiers use a special code to send messages at night that could be read without a light, and raised dots and dashes formed a message on a piece of paper, which a soldier read by running a finger over them. So they can't see, no light in the dark, because they are fighting a war at that time. All right, so there's no light like here. Like here, we have light to see what is the message. So they use their finger to find out what is the message that being said. So that is how Braille actually came about. That is how actually Braille came about. So raised dots and dashes formed a message on a piece of paper, which a soldier read by running a finger over them. And then let's look at paragraph number 3. Louis Braille was just 11 years old, but he used this military code to create an alphabet system that people could read with their fingertips. It took him almost 9 years. So not in 1 year or 9 months. It took him 9 years to develop this thing and make it something that blind people can actually use. But you see, what is the greatest thing? But his system is still used today. Even today, you go to any blind school, they will use Braille only, nothing else. Because so far, nothing has developed besides the Braille. But as I told you, now we have GPS and all those things ready. So probably if a blind person can fix GPS on his head somewhere or what, he can tell you where you're going actually. And you must, instead of seeing, you have to hear. But of course, if your ears also gone, then you cannot do anything. So you must have at least your ears if you are blind at least. All right. And let's continue. Where will we? Yeah. And but see, system is still used today. And number 4, in the Braille system, each letter of the alphabet is formed from a different pattern. So every alphabet, it has got a different pattern, not one pattern alone. Of up to what? 6 small raised dots. All right. And the system also includes symbols for numbers, punctuation marks, and also musical notes. So these are the things they have. The system also includes symbols for numbers, punctuation marks, and also musical notes. All right. And now let's go to number 5. To read Braille, people move their index finger from left to right along a series of symbols on each line of a page. So what happens here? It says to read Braille, people move their index finger. So index finger, you know which one or not? This one is your middle finger. Where's your index finger? Yeah, this one. This one or this one is your index finger, I think. Normally they put the ring also in the index finger when you get married. So not a time to get married. Don't think about that now. Okay, right. So let's continue. Yeah, people move their index finger from left to right along a series of symbols on each line of a page. This lets them put together letters to make words or to recognize shortened forms of whole words and things such as periods or commas. All right. You see, there's a word there, period. Don't think the wrong thing. Period is, girls also have period, not that period here. Period means full stop. I'm sure you know in computer language, period means full stop. All right. So that is your periods or commas. So they're talking about punctuation down here. And number 6, Grade 1 Braille is the longer form of written Braille. That means the longer form, like I think in dictionary also you have you call it a concise dictionary. Concise dictionary means the dictionary very small and they try to put all the important words inside. But the bigger one is big and it's got a lot of things inside. So that is what they mean by the grade A1 and grade B1. All right, so that's what they're trying to tell you. Grade 1 Braille is the longer form of written Braille. Grade 2 Braille uses more short forms and contractions. All right. Contractions of what? Contractions of words. And experienced readers can read Braille books as quickly as sighted readers can read regular books. You see, sometimes you might think that, yeah, why blind people will be slow? Definitely because you have to touch and then your brain has to think first. What is that? All right. But for us, people who can see very fast, we can read. But that's why they're trying to tell you, experienced people who have been using Braille for quite some time can actually read very fast, exactly like you can read a book also. Exactly like you can read a book. Okay, right. I think you miss all your friends, right? Last time you were with... No, they're still here. They're still here. But she has already done many classes today. She's already, I think, about 48 classes or 2 months. Yeah, not 2 years, of course. Around 2 months. And there was another girl also came today that I think she also never come for some time. I don't know whether you know her, Chloe. No, she's where is she from? I can't remember. She said something about taking exam also, IGCSE. So she must be international school, I think. She must be international school. Are you taking IGC? No, you are UEC and SPM, right? So, so you are science stream. Are you science stream? Oh, not yet. You're not yet come to SPM, right? SPM already. Oh, now you're here? Or senior 2 only. So another 2 years, right? Senior 2, senior 3, senior 4, right? Oh, senior 1, senior 2, senior 3, then graduate. No senior 4. Huh? Oh, okay, right. So this year is SPM or next year only SPM?
Don't know the government the time that
Yeah. Now it is in February. This year's one is in February. Last year's one is now in February. So what I heard my daughter is saying that they'll bring back to normality this year. That means SPM will definitely be somewhere in November, December for you all, for the present one. No more going back to next year because they want to bring back everything normalized because previously COVID, they jump here, jump there already, right? So they have to bring everything back to normal now. All right. So you have to get ready, study hard. So start revising. I think I remember telling you the other day, you get all your past year questions and get ready and, try to look up and past year question. Very important. Why? My daughter tells me the trick is that they want Malayalam to pass. So what they do is the SPM, they never change the style and the format and the system. They always take from the past year and make the question. Take from past year and do the question. All right. So it's very easy for the Chinese and Indians to read and then try to remember what is the question. And unless you're doing science stream, are you science stream? No. So if you're not science stream, then it's easy because my daughter is science stream, so she had to do experiments and all those things and all that. So that one, she said, a bit confusing for her. All right. Okay, let's continue, guys. So the last two paragraphs, last paragraph, I think. Braille can be written on paper using either a sharp, pointed instrument called a stylus. All right, I'm sure you're going to ask me what is a stylus. I'll try and show you what's a stylus. Or a machine that looks like a typewriter, but has only 6 keys. All right, today, computer software programs and portable electronic Braille note takers are also available. See, for the blind people, technology as computer software is still available down there to try to help them and improve their life a bit better. All right. So any word problems, guys? Any word problems? No? Any problems? No, How about you, Han? No, If no, you go to the front page and you just do the vocab. All right. I think the vocab also very easy words. So I'm not sure you can do it in 1 minute or 2 minutes, I think. So once you do it, you let teacher know. Finish? Can guys? Can, I think should not be a problem. All right. Okay, let me try and have a look at what you have done. First one, allow. See, yes, to let, to permit, to enable. So many words there, three of them. So that is to allow. What about number two, compose? Yes, G, to create, to make either music, literature, or songs, or whatever it is. That is to compose. What about the code, the CODE? Yes, I, a system of signs or symbols. And after the code, you have military. Yeah, A is the army. All right, let me just ask you a question just to keep your mind, keep your mind alert. You see, army is the soldiers on the ground. That means they go, the land soldiers are called the army. What about the one that fly the planes and all that? What do they call them? That's called the Air Force. AIRFORCE, Air Force. The one who take the warplane, flies the warplane and all that, they are the Air Force. The one in the sea also got soldiers, right? So what do you call the one in the sea? Navy, Navy. It's the Navy. So you see, you need to know this. All right. Otherwise, you only think one thing, army, only nothing else but army. So if you know this, then you broaden your vision. So you know that not only one, there is only one section in the military. There are many divisions actually. Okay, after the military pattern, guys. Yes, pattern will be E. a design or arrangement. That is a pattern. And after the pattern, you have punctuation. Yes, J. A system of putting marks into writing, example, periods, commas, full stop, open inverted commas, close, what the exclamation mark, all these things are actually your punctuation. All these are your punctuation. After that, recognize. H, yes, to know. Recognize means you see somebody, you know, hey, John, how are you? Recognize. You recognize the person. And of course, when you change this word to adverbs or adjectives or what, they will be different. You have another word with recognize, like recognition. Recognition means, let's say you work in the company for 10 years, 20 years, so the boss say want to recognize you. So that is called recognition. You're given an award or something like that. See, like that one there. All right, that is called a recognition, where you see it's an achievement for working for so long or something like that. That is, you see, the company recognize the teacher or something like that. That's called recognition. So this is what teacher is trying to tell you. Sometimes words, you change it a little bit, they can become a different word. They can actually become a different word. I remember you asked me for some grammar or something, and then you went missing and I forgot you already. All right. Now you're back, so I try to remember you back again. All right. That's completely out of my mind already, because you already missing for so long. Okay, right. And after the punctuation, after the recognize, you have contraction, guys. F, yes, a shortened form of a word. That is a contraction. All right. Contract means, of course, what is another word for contraction, guys? Here it says a shortened form of a word, but there's another word for it. Starts with the A. Very good, Johan. Abbreviation. ABB, ABBREVIATION, abbreviation. All right, that's good. So that is your contraction, means abbreviation also. You see, advertisement is a very long word. So people don't want to use advertisement sometimes. They say advert. All right. Or sometimes they just say ad only, AD only, ad. So these are abbreviations. These are abbreviations. After that, you have cited. Cited means, of course, you can see. You can see, you're able to see. So that is D. Being able to see, cited. And the last one, number 10, is portable. So portable will be B, can be carried. That's it. So now you have another project. What is your project? Of course, to answer questions. So you look at the true and false, and then find out whether they are correct or whether they are false. All right. And after that, you try and do the ask and answer. Okay. Teacher, try and wait for you. La, 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 la. Sudden entrance in class without prior booking, without any or I hold prior booking. Zin, Chloe, okay, James, okay. Media, this guy is a bit down. Okay, lemma. Oh, last time you were in that class, right?
Yeah.
You always laugh and laugh and laugh, right?
Yeah.
I think until now they are laughing also. Huh? Okay, right. I wonder why the teacher doesn't get tired. Huh? She's got lots of energy.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, reading. Huh? All right, reading. Okay, and E. Yun. One. Tomorrow I have an IELTS class. That's good. Go back here. Initially tell teacher. Class. Tomorrow is Saturday. So Saturday I have IELTS General, and then 2 o'clock I got a class. And do I have another class? Yes, I have another class at 15:45. So who is this? I think it's just the two of them. Is it? Or Sean and Lee Gu Hao. Who is this Lee Gu Hao? Oh my God. Oh, this is a China student, I think. Oh yeah, he works as a news reporter in Singapore. Wants to train his speaking skills. Okay. I think his name is Jack or something. Alex. Yeah, I think it's Alex. All right, so two of them, and what about the next class? One student here, Zhang Chenming. Okay, this one is also Zhang Chenming. Huh? Yeah, I think this is the for 5 classes. Oh, online class. Okay. Don't say I went for online class. Okay, Ken, I'm still doing. Okay, can guys? Yeah. So if you can already, then very good. Let's try what you can actually do. So tomorrow, both of you are not coming, huh? Saturday, yeah, I think you are not coming, so doesn't matter. All right, let's try your first true and false. Huh? It says Louis Braille was born blind. Of course, 100% is supposed to be false because he only became blind when he was 11. All right, and let's try the second one. Braille used a special French military code to help develop his form of communication for the blind. Yes, very, very true. And number three, the Braille system allows blind people to do math. Yes, true also, huh? Because you can do maths also. You can even compose music with this. And number four, huh? It is not possible to read punctuation marks in Braille. False, huh? Because you can. All right. And the last one, readers of Braille cannot read books as fast as sighted readers. Yes, again false because they can also read as fast as normal people. All right, very good. So now comes the difficult part because normally most students have a difficulty trying to form the answer. So that is what you have. Otherwise, I think should be okay. So the first question, number one, is Braille a language? Of course, the answer is no. No, Braille is not a language. So if they tell you, explain what Braille is actually a system of communication. Braille is actually a system of communication. That's very easy. All right. Now let's try number two. How did Louis Braille become blind? So the answer should be he became blind or Louis Braille became blind. How did he become blind? Yes, I think Louis Braille became blind after a childhood accident. So that is how he became blind. Huh? Okay, very good. And let's try the third one. How is each letter formed in the Braille system? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think that is where you go for the answer. How is each letter formed in the Braille system? Huh? So if you go and look for it, it tells you somewhere in paragraph 5 or 4. Was it 4 and 5? I think 4, right? Yeah. So in the Braille system, each letter of the alphabet is formed from a different pattern of up to 6 small raised dots. That's how the Braille system is formed. Good. And number 4, besides letters, what else does the Braille system include? Hmm. Very good. So the Braille system, besides alphabets, it also includes symbols for numbers, punctuation marks, and even musical notes. Even musical notes. That's how you can see blind people sometimes can play violin, play musical instruments and all, even though they are blind. See, sometimes on the roadside, you see, right? People asking for money, right? But they are blind. They are playing the ding 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 music and all that, and then they also can play the how, because they studied the braille thing. That is how actually they can play all those things. You've seen it, no? You must have seen, but maybe in JB not much lah. But got sometime in the Jalan Terus area or somewhere I've seen, but in KL got a lot. KL they have a lot. They put on the roadside there, and then they also have the electrical musical instrument and all that. Always like to sing the old song, old Malay song or old English song or something like that. So that is the blind people. So they have learned music actually. They have actually learned music. So very good. Let's try the next one. Where did we have finished number 4, right? So where did Louis Braille get the idea for a system of communication? Yes. So the answer should be Louis Braille. God is what is that? God is system, is it? Idea for a system of communication from the French military. From the French military, right? Because he was there doing one of the courses, and the French military was actually sending these codes. All right, so that is how he learned the thing. All right, and see, while attending the National Institute for the Blind in Paris, that's where he found the thing. He learned that French soldiers used the special code to send messages at night that could be read without a light. All right. Do you know what's the latest problem in the world? Let's see who does all the reading news and all that. But of course, definitely you will not know. No idea. Of course, I saw the news just now, but I don't know whether this is true or whether it's false. All right. They found a balloon, a very big balloon, and then got some Chinese letters and all that written down there and all those things. And this balloon is flying over the US. All right. So the US now accused China of spying. Can see it's not a small problem. It's becoming going to be a big problem in the world. The US saying that China is spying on the United States now. All right, can see because of the problem with Taiwan and this and that and all that, and Russia with Ukraine and all that. So they are accusing the Chinese of spying, and they even wanted to shoot down the balloon with a missile. All right, but then they stopped doing it because they want to find out what it is actually. If they shoot it down, they don't know whether it's a spy camera or not. They're trying to capture the thing. They're trying to capture the thing, but so far the Chinese embassy said, you better check very carefully whether it's our spy balloon or whatever it is. So I don't know, maybe somebody purposely let a balloon fly in the air to make some problem between China and US or what, we don't know. Because China is so far away, how did he do it here in US? So I don't know what the world is becoming now, because there's too many problems happening all over the world today. Okay, right, let's carry on. So, yes, so we have done number 5. What about number 6? Explain how blind people read Braille. Hmm. Very good. So the answer should be blind people. Blind people move their index finger from left to right along a series of symbols on each line of a page. So they must include the word blind people. Otherwise, your answer is not complete. All right. Okay, right. Last one. How can Braille be written, guys? Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Why nobody asked me what is stylus? Huh? Now only she want to ask me what's a stylus. Oh God. Okay, right. See, you make me get up. Right. Never mind. It's okay. Good exercise for me. Huh? Stylus is something sharp. Huh? They use it in musical things or something like that. I think you have seen this. This one, the old one, the last time one. All right. It is something like this, and they have a record here. All right. And they have something here that comes here like an arm. All right. And then sharp thing, something here. This one will move. Go around. And then here they have the thing connected to it where the music comes out down here. All right. This sharp thing is your stylus. Why? Because it can pick up the sound from that. This same principle they use in all the audio systems and all that. They use the same principle even when audio cassette also. That stylus is the one that picks up electronic signals. All right. The sharp pointed thing is the one that picks it up. I can't remember what it is made of actually. It is made of a particular material. Otherwise, simply anything cannot. You cannot put a piece of wood there and say sharp one. This is stylus. No, cannot. The product is different. It's they're different. Maybe it's tungsten or what, I'm not very sure. Maybe something like that. You can check what is stylus actually made of. Then they will give you the material. Okay, right. And now we have completed how can Braille be written. And let's go to the next page, which is your last page. Now you try and do this, guys. Right? Ding, dong, ding, dong, ding. Let's see what I can do for this guys tomorrow. Oh, they have not done Amazon rainforest. That's beautiful. Okay, I can possibly do that. But I have many copies of the Amazon. That makes my life easy. I got to look for it now. Should be there. Fishing drone. Yeah, you see, Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest. I got two of them. Shit, one more bill. Okay, finish. All right, good. If you are finished, of course, they can try it out. Now, yeah. This one, I'm just getting ready for the student tomorrow. Okay, right, done. All right, let's try your first thing that you have down there. The first thing would be, yes, you have to rewrite your essay and correct all the what mistakes. Very good, huh? You have to correct all the punctuation mistakes, of course. The full stops or whatever it is that you made mistakes, you have to correct them. Number 2, that's a beautiful dress. I love the color and yeah, pattern of the material. I think it sounds simple, huh? And number 3, the army had many secret what? Codes to transmit messages during the war. And number 4, even though we hadn't seen each other in almost 10 years, I what you immediately. Yeah, recognized you immediately. You haven't changed at all. And number 5, although we use a lot of what in spoken English. Yes, contractions. Although we use a lot of contractions in spoken, it's better to use full forms in written work. All right. So number 6, he is a wonderful musician. He plays 3 instruments and also, yeah, composes a lot of his own music. Composes must have SES at the back. All right. And number 7, let's take a dash radio. Yeah, but of course, nowadays, nobody carries portable radio around. We have handphone ready. All right. Why would you want to carry, a portable radio to the beach unless you're having something different? So we still have a lot of time, I think. I guess now only 9 o'clock. You have half an hour more to go. So most probably, either we can do some grammar or is there anything else you want me to do or something like that? What can I do for you? Yep. You prefer grammar. So what do you prefer? Grammar also, very good. If you want grammar, of course, I can try my best to see what I can do for you guys. All right. Okay, can, no problem at all. All right. Yeah, but the bottom one, there's a little bit of discussion. It says Louis Braille started to develop his system of communication when he was still a child. And it took 9 years to complete the system. What kind of person do you think he was? They're asking us. Of course, a person who doesn't give up anything easily. Even though you are blind, you see, you feel that you want to do it. And who will start doing something when you're 9 years old? 9 years old is a time where you want to play, isn't it? You want to play and do this and do that, climb up trees, fall down and break your hand. That is what normally you do when you're 9. Correct or not? But you see, this guy, but I think that the period last time to this time is entirely different. That's why. And of course, this guy is not a Malaysian. Of course, Malaysian means malas, isn't it? So this guy is naturally a French. So probably, but I think he has got some connection with the parents. Why? The father is a carpenter. The father is a carpenter. Carpenter means make furniture and all those things and all those things. So skilled. The father is very skilled. So most probably he had some help from the father or whatever it is. I don't know. Probably, I don't think he could have done it 9 years old, small boy on his own. Definitely there must be some family help or something like that or whatever it is. So that is possible actually. All right. But you see, if you look at number 2, it's a very nice, statement down there. It says, explain the meaning of the following expression. It says, necessity is the mother of invention. What do you mean by that? Very simple. Let's say a building collapsed and you're trapped inside. What will your mind tell you? How am I to escape from this? So necessity is the mother of invention. When you meet a problem, you will try to tend your brain will tend to work. How do I get out of this? That is what you mean by necessity is the mother of invention. So why they use the mother? Because the mother they use because that is the main thing you have to do at that time, nothing else. You cannot think of anything else. You cannot think of all the money you have in the bank, no use. You must get out of the thing first before you are, before you can think of your money or whatever it is. So on. So the main thing that you need to solve is the necessity becomes the mother of invention. So that is what the meaning of this phrase actually is. And the last one, what kind of special facilities, equipment, and conditions are available for disabled people in your community? And what more can society do to help make life easier for disabled kids and adults? All right. So this one is something that is a big discussion. They're asking us about what other special facilities can be, like what you said just now. In certain areas, they have a walking area for blind people. So the people who can see know, you must not go and put some obstruction down there that blind people can fall down. So you must make sure that that area is left for the blind. But you see, there's something I forgot to mention to you. If you go to KL, there is an area called Brickfields. I don't know whether you know this place or not. It is very near to KL Central. Yeah, KL Central is on top, Brickfields is just bottom only. Why I will say top and bottom? Because KL Central must climb up the escalator, right? Right on the roadside, the side of the road is already called Brickfields. Why I mentioned about Brickfields is that is where the blind school is, and also the blind person massage. You know or not? So blind people, they are blind, they cannot see, but they can use their hands. They can use their hands, so you pay them some money, they massage for you, body massage. Of course, not girl one. This one is boy and boy, or nothing to do with girl and boy. She might think the wrong idea already. Okay, right. Yeah, it is the man massage, men for men strictly. But they have for women also. So blind women will do it for you. All right. But of course, it's a very sad thing to ask a blind person to massage you and all that, right? I mean, if you have any feelings, you don't want them to do that for you, isn't it? But of course, a lot of people go there because why? Maybe it's cheaper and they want to give them some money or something like that also, right? Otherwise, they also have, some blind people have families also. They have families, they have children and all that. So not that they're totally blind, they never do anything. No. Because the blind school tells them they can do anything they want. All right. Okay, good. Yeah, I think she will cry if I don't teach her some grammar.
Oh,
Oh. Right. I like to bully her. Not so long time I never bully her. She always go and sit in the corner there because she want to escape from me.
no.
All right. All right. So let's try. Okay. There was a very nice Malay girl, when you were not here. Her name was Nadia, but she's studying in Australia. Just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, she left for Australia. So she always comes and sits there in this place. And of course, she speaks English very well, but still she wants to improve herself. She's doing some pharmacy course in Australia. Sydney or something like that. Okay, you were asking a teacher for some grammar or something like that. So I tried to explain to you just a few things which you need to know in grammar. For example, the main things that when you study English, of course, you have something called grammar, and you need to know your tenses, isn't it? You need to know your tenses, and of course, the next thing you need to improve on is your vocab, which is your vocabulary. These are the important things that you need to improve in when you are doing English. Let's go to the first one and see whether we can actually try to find out what you need to know actually. First one, for grammar, I just write down first. You must know what are nouns and how to use nouns for your grammar. Second thing you need to know is your verbs. What is a verb? How to use verbs? Why is verbs being used? All right. And then you need to know what is an adverb. All right. And the fourth one, you need to know what are adjectives. What is actually an adjective. And the fifth one, I should say, is maybe you should know, this one is quite important. You must know what are prepositions. And the sixth one, you should know, actually, there are lots of things that break from here. But these are the main things that teacher is trying to explain. And there is another one which is called conjunctions. All right, which are called conjunctions. And number 7, maybe you need to also know what is an article or articles. All right. So these are some of the basic things that you actually need to know about grammar. But you see, when you talk about nouns, there is something which is called pronouns. And then when you talk about pronouns, this one will branch to different pronouns and all that. You have personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns. So many different types of pronouns you actually have. So it is not that you talk about one only finish over. No. So once you understand all these things, it makes your English more perfect. But some people don't want to study grammar because it's boring. But you see, like you request for grammar. Grammar is important. Why? When you want to make a house, when you want to build a house, you see, this is your house. I'm sure you know that, before building the house, right at the bottom, they do something for your house. This is called your foundation. All right. So the grammar is your foundation of your English. If your grammar is not strong, your English is also always broken. I get students writing IELTS essay. I show you example. All right. You see, how to pass IELTS? If your writing is like this, you see how much I marked and all red color. Why? Can you see? Student want to sit for IELTS exam, but you see how the student is writing and what is the band? Only 3.5. Here, what you can get only band 4. Why? Grammar issues. So this is the problem with every student. Grammar issues. If your grammar is not strong, no matter how you see, like for example, you definitely maybe when you finish your UEC or what, you may think of going to another place. And when you want to go to a foreign country, you will come back here and say, I want to do my IELTS. So if your foundation for English is not strong, you will have problems with IELTS. This is what, so you see, now you're coming for class, very good. It's very good. Why? You tend to, improve yourself because, there are some students, that boy, 16-year-old boy, right? Wei Song.
Oh, yeah.
You know Wei Song, right? He's 16 only. Same age with you, right? So same age with you. And he's also coming here because, either he or the parents understand that the English foundation is not there. So they tend to send the children. Say my daughter science is weak, of course I will send for science tuition, right? Then, isn't it? So that is the same thing you have. So let's go back here. Let's go back here and try to find out a little bit more about these things, before we go to tenses and all those things. But before you go to your nouns, let me try and explain to you. When you talk about nouns, there are actually two types of nouns. One is called common noun. All right. And the other one is called what? It's called your proper noun. All right. So why they call it one is common noun and the other one is proper noun? Very simple. Common noun can also be divided into two, where you talk about things and also about animals. All right. But when you talk about proper nouns, this one is about people and places. See, this is how nouns are divided. So when you talk about places, that means like Singapore, Malaysia, all these are places. So the places must always start with a capital letter. Malaysia, see, capital letter. All right. So people also same. If you are writing my name, so my name must have a capital letter. You are writing about Yuhan, you must have a capital Y and capital H down there. Why? We are talking about a person. So this is called a proper noun. This one is actually called a proper noun. So you see, after this proper noun only, then there is another branch here which you call pronoun. All right, which you call a pronoun. What is a pronoun actually? A pronoun is actually a replacement of a noun. All right. For example, if you say Yuhan every time, your sentence, you want to make 5 sentences, all the 5 sentences you use a name Yuhan, you get fed up. So Yuhan is what? Well, Yuhan is a girl. So what you do? We tend to use a she or a he, right? Or something like that. So these are called pronouns. All right. But under pronouns itself, you have so many different types of pronouns. For example, you have personal pronouns and you have possessive pronouns. All right. You also have reflexive pronouns. And what else I was telling you just now? I think you have definite pronouns. You see, so many of them actually. All right, but it's all in my text. But later on, I can try and get for you all the different types of pronouns. There are many of them actually. All right, you have definite pronouns, indefinite pronouns. So these are, see, so many things that comes under. Very simple. Personal pronoun means what? Personal pronoun means your he, she, it, your I, your they, your you, and we. These are personal pronouns. All right. So instead of the person's name, you use your I, your he, your she, your it, your they, your you, your we, and all that. These are called, what is possessive? Possessive means your house, my car. All right. It belongs to me. So that is called possession. So that is where you use mine, yours, ours, theirs. So that becomes possessive. All right. So you see, reflexive also something to do with the pronouns and definite pronouns and so many different pronouns you have. Okay, right. Now we just run through the nouns and pronouns a little bit only. After that, what about this one? What is a verb? Very simple. Somebody asks you what is a verb? A verb describes an action. All right, it describes an action. How does it describe an action? So this one, I draw a line here. It is not connected. That describes an action. For example, you walk, you talk, you say, all right, you sleep, isn't it? You eat, you drink. All these are actions, right? So this is a verb. All right. Every sentence must have verbs. Without a verb, then it is not a sentence already. All right. You must have a verb or something like that in a sentence. See, this is very simple what you mean by a verb. Next one, now what is an adverb? An adverb describes a verb. It describes a verb. How does it actually describe a verb? Simple. If I take the verb walk, how did the man walk? The man walked very slowly. See, the slowly here is the adverb. It tells you how the verb actually is. Describes a verb. It is describing this verb. Walk how? Walk slowly. Walk quickly. Isn't it? Run fast. Run slowly. Isn't it? So this is what you mean by a adverb. It describes a verb. See? Sometimes when you go and read the textbook, you cannot understand. You feel that, oh, yeah, what the hell they're talking about. All right, but you see, this way is very simple for you to understand so that you know what actually these particular things are. Once you know, whenever you meet them, you feel, oh, I know what is this. All right, that's it. Very simple. Huh? Okay, right. So it describes a verb, walk slowly. You see the girl, how did she sing? She sang very sweetly. All right. How did the girl eat? He ate very quickly. See, this is also an adverb. See, but most of the time, adverbs will finish in ly, but not all the adverbs can finish in ly, not necessary. There are adverbs without ly also. So you must remember this. Don't tell yourself that, oh, sir said everything with ly is an adverb. Most of the time it is ly, but there are adverbs which don't finish with ly also. Okay, right? Next one is your adjective. What does it do? It describes a noun. An adjective, what does it do? It describes a noun. All right. See, Yuhan is wearing a mask. If you ask her to take out a mask, actually she's a very pretty girl. So what is a girl? Girl is a noun. What is pretty? Pretty is adjective. Why does it do? It's describing her. See, describing a noun. Right. So that's the same way you say handsome man, handsome boy, fat man, tall man, big car, small car, red color car, blue car. See, all these describes a noun. See, very simple. If you can remember this in your mind, you know what is adjective, adverb, and all that forever throughout your life. Fair enough. That's a simple way how to remember all this grammar. That's why I don't understand why sometimes all of you think that grammar is so difficult, grammar is so difficult. But it is difficult when you start writing, when you form sentences, you feel you don't understand how to do it. All right, that is the main problem of this. So what is your preposition? Same also, this one also got a little bit of problem. Prepositions can be divided into three. They can be divided into three. Prepositions are what? They are short words, which are normally placed before a noun. They are normally placed before, not after a noun, but before a noun. Right? For example, you have preposition of time, you have preposition of place, and you have preposition of direction. These are the three important things that you have in preposition. All right. Preposition of time means what? When is your class? Yes, your class is on Monday. You see, you use on. All right. If you want to talk about, month, you say in January. See, in January. All right. What time is your class? Your class starts at 2 p.m. See, now you use at. All these connected to time. And see, this is how it actually works, the grammar. So once you understand this, then it makes your life very easier. So this one also same, place. Place also same thing also. So where are you? I'm in MACD. See, place. Where are you? If you're outside, you say I'm at MACD. If you're inside, you say I'm in MACD. Correct or not? So that is how the place actually works. What about direction then? Direction is your left, your right, your up, your down, isn't it? Inside, outside. You see, under the, where's the cat? The cat is under the table. Over, on top of. See, all these are prepositions of direction. So you need to use them whenever you are making a sentence or whatever it is. So prepositions are important part of a sentence. See, most of the time students get mistakes in the on, in, and at. Whenever you write a sentence, you confuse with this one. Shall I use an on or shall I use an at or whatever it is? So once you study this, then you know when you must use it. You get the point? So this one must be revised. If you can revise it, then you're okay with it already. This fellow, conjunction. What is a conjunction? Conjunction, actually, there are two types of conjunctions. One conjunction is for like words like your but, right? And then you have like a during. All right, during, but, so, and then what else you have actually? I can't remember suddenly. There are so many of them actually. What is a conjunction? A conjunction is actually a word that joins two sentences together. The most common conjunction is your and. And is used to join two sentences together. You don't want to make a fresh sentence, you put an and then join them together. So what is your and? Your and is your conjunction. And you have other words like your because. All right, your however. All right, your moreover. See, so many words that actually make up conjunctions. They all help you when you make sentences, when you write sentences. This is what actually happens. And what is this one? Your articles. Very simple. Your a, your an, and your the. These are articles. When do you use a? A is used for singular noun. You have a car. You say a car because you only have one car. So singular, countable noun. A car, a girl, a boy, a man, a table, a chair. Isn't it? A computer, a phone. All these one unit. So you use a. So if you have you have water, you cannot say a water. Why? Because it's uncountable noun. You can see that's the difference. All right. And how about n? N is used for A, E, I, O, and U. Isn't it? An apple. All right. And then your E will be your elephant, an ice cream, an umbrella, an orange. So this is where you use your N, A, E, I, O, U. All right. But there's one more secret I tell you. You see the table, the black whiteboard is already full of red ink already. So you see, this one sometimes very, very funny. You see, apple, you say an apple, A-P-P-L-E, correct. All right. But you see, honest boy. So it starts with H. But it's very funny is that you have to use N. You have to say an honest boy. Why you say an honest boy? Because the H here becomes silent. All right, so it becomes an honest. See, start with O now, A-E-I-O-U. So become an honest boy. Same thing also with this type of words, unit, university. All right, or a few other things, uniform. Even though it starts with you don't say an uniform and university. No, it becomes a unit, a university, a uniform, not an uniform. Why? Because of the sound of the U here. Umbrella sounds with but anything that starts with you don't use an at all for it. This is due to the IPA. Due to the IPA of it. See, this is how you get it. When do you use your the? The is used, it is called a definite article. Definite article means what? You are sure about something, then you use the. Otherwise, you don't use the. A is called an indefinite article, but your the is your definite article. Because I give you a very simple example. You want to go to a hotel in Malacca because you are going for a holiday. So now you sit down in JB, you choose a hotel, and then you book a hotel. You book what do you book? You book a hotel. But once you go there, you put your leg into the hotel. Where are you now? You're already at the hotel. No more, you are at a hotel. A hotel means generally many hotels, any hotel. But you're already there in the hotel you book. Straight away it becomes a definite article. You use the. Some people ask me why, when you use a and why you use the for different things. This is why. All right, see? So this grammar is actually confusing to students. It is very confusing. But once you get over it, you'll find that, oh my God, it's actually simple after all. So you put it into your mind, then you will realize, oh, this is how I need to do it. So next time when you come, I try and go deeper a bit, and then we can try and go more into conjunctions, prepositions, and all these things. Actually, I have a whole lot of grammar stuff and all that down here. So there's a lot actually if you want to do actually. All right. Okay. I usually give everybody whatever grammar I have down here. I can't find anything now to give you back. Maybe it should be. But I have some on the like on the website and all that. That one maybe I can share with you guys. I always told her until today I never sent to her. So she'll be thinking, what this Lao-Su tell me that promised me to send, and until today never send me anything. Okay, right. No, girl. Sometimes English they say out of sight, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. So the moment you didn't come, I forgot about you already. Now I remember you already. Suddenly I miss you already. Where did Yuhan go all this while? I never see her. So suddenly she's here today. Okay, right. Very good girl. All right. So any questions on that? I think the next time when we have time, we can look at the tenses. Tenses very simple. You have present tense, past tense, future tense. And from there, all the things will join together. You have present perfect, past perfect, all right, future perfect, all that they have a connection of that same thing also. You must know what is present tense. Present tense is things that you're doing now, today. All right, past tense is things that you have done yesterday. Future tense is what you're going to do tomorrow. So from there only they have all the connections with the tenses. So tenses also you need to be very careful, because otherwise you write a wrong sentence in the wrong tense. That is, but tenses sometimes also some students will never understand. They will never understand tenses unless someone teaches you in a correct way, slowly and nicely, then pop, it will enter into your head. Otherwise, sometimes you go and read books. You see, I have 1001 grammar books down here. I never open any of the grammar books, because everything is in my mind. I don't have to go and open any book and show you all and tell you, oh, this is grammar, this is this one and all that. No need, no need. I don't have to do that really, because I'm too experienced with this already. All right. So that is the reason why. Actually, there are a lot of grammar books that you can actually look at. But there are so many things that you need to know if you go through that. This is a much more simpler way for you to understand. Much more simpler way for you to understand. Okay, I think I don't want to keep you guys waiting, because it's exactly 9:30. So exactly 9:30. It took me half an hour to explain all these things to you. So you see, it takes some time sometimes. Okay, we stop here. So see you guys in the next class. All right. As I said, don't waste your time, buying grammar books and all that. You can download anything on Google also. So don't go and waste time buying grammar books and all that. What for? Don't need to waste time. Okay, bye-bye. See you. Bye. All right.